All right, so let's talk about something scary. AI taking jobs. And not just factory jobs, not just data entry jobs. AI is coming for skilled work as well. Coding, writing, design, analysis, nothing seems safe anymore. So what can you do? How can you stay valuable? The answer is you get the right certifications. And I don't just mean basic online courses. I mean serious professional certifications. The kinds that employers respect. The kinds that prove that you can do things that AI can't. And today I'm going to be going over 7 certifications that are worth your time, and I'm going to be rating each one of them from 1 to 10 and helping you decide if it's a good fit for you. Now, each one of these requires real skill. Each one is hard to automate. And let me be clear here. Most of these certifications are not for beginners. I am going to give alternatives that are for beginners, but these are career level investments. However, they're not going to take nearly as long to get or be nearly as expensive as a college degree, but they could be your shield against AI replacement. So if you appreciate me doing videos like this, let me know by gently tapping that like button. All right, quick break. This Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'm hosting a free live workshop called the YouTube Content Advantage for Making Money. If you've been struggling to find your YouTube niche, or you don't want to spend months or even years building a channel around something that isn't profitable or just doesn't work for you in general, then this workshop is for you. Because for everyone who shows up live, I'll be giving away the Hidden Niche Finder 2.2. This is the most advanced version of my GPT-powered niche validation tool yet, and it's designed to help you instantly test and uncover profitable YouTube niches before you invest your time, money, and effort into the wrong one. And it's the most refined, data-driven version so far, and I'll be giving it away completely free, but only during this live workshop. So attend the free live workshop by clicking that link down the description and the pinned comment below to grab it. You'll also be able to ask me questions live, so I look forward to meeting you. Oh, and just a heads up, this will be probably one of the last times I'll be giving away a version of the niche validator for free, so make sure you click that link and show up to the workshop. Make sure you put it in your calendar, and I look forward to seeing you there. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Certification number 1, which is the Google Cloud Professional Cloud Architect certification. Now, why is this certification AI proof? It's because designing cloud architecture isn't just about following a recipe, right? You're not a cook, you're a chef. So this is about making judgment calls based on business needs, security concerns, and budget constraints. So do you think AI can juggle all of those variables while also dealing with a panicking CEO who just realized that their entire business is about to go down because of some kind of misconfigured firewall? Yeah, no, probably not. So here's what makes this certification special. You need to know how to balance technical, business, and security needs all at once. And that's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while riding a unicycle backwards. And AI just isn't there yet. And even if it was, there's this little thing in the legal world called liability, which basically means that people would feel extremely uncomfortable with giving AI liability because it would sound really bad if they ever had to go to court. So there's almost always going to be a human being that has to be responsible for these things. So who is this for? Well, if you're already working in IT or software development and you want to level up to designing entire cloud ecosystems, this might be your ticket. Now, I recommend that you have 3 years of industry experience before even thinking about this exam. And a way that a lot of people will get into this is they first get an IT related job, get a little bit of experience, then they get an entry-level cloud related job, get a little experience there, and then they would take this exam. Now, you might be thinking, well, Shane, this certification is great, but I'm still a couple years away from being able to qualify for it. So what do I do? Well, I have a master list of courses, certificates, and certifications that are either free or extremely affordable. And this is a list that I constantly update, and it's the newest and best ones. And you can check that out by clicking the link in the description and the pinned comment below. And there's a ton of good options for entry-level courses, certificates, and certifications there. And you might also be thinking, well, I don't really want to go into cloud as well, and maybe I don't even want to go into tech. Again, there's a ton of other great options for things that are related to business or healthcare, etc. So click the link and check it out. Now, you'll take the certification. It'll probably take you a few months to study for it. And then the exam itself is a 2-hour mind bender with case studies that'll make you question your life choices. But once you pass, you are golden. So this certification is phenomenal. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 opportunity score. Next is the AWS Certified Solutions Architect. Now, AWS is Amazon Web Services, and this is another cloud-related certification. And if you haven't noticed, the cloud is insanely hot right now. Basically, anything that's cloud-related almost guarantees that you're going to get a good job. And AWS is basically the 800-pound gorilla of cloud computing. So there's 3 main cloud platforms right now. There's GCP, which is Google. There's AWS, which is Amazon Web Services. And then there's Azure. And all 3 are super powerful, and you can get jobs with all 3. But right now, I would say that AWS is probably number 1. And they need humans, actual thinking thinking, problem-solving humans to design their infrastructure. Now, why won't AI steal this job? Because when it hits the fan, and in cloud computing, it will hit the fan, you need someone who can think outside of the box. AI follows patterns. Humans create solutions where patterns don't exist yet. And this certification tests your ability to make complex infrastructure decisions that require experience and judgment. Now, for this one, you'll need to understand security, compliance, and how to design custom cloud solutions that won't bankrupt the company. So, who is this one for? If you've already cut your teeth on AWS and you have at least 1 to 2 years of experience, this certification will tell employers that you're the real deal, not just another tech bro who can follow a YouTube tutorial. And again, the exam doesn't mess around. It's a mix of multiple choice and multi-answer questions that'll make your brain hurt. But once you pass, your career becomes future-proof. So yeah, I'm also gonna give this one a 9.5 out of 10 opportunity score. So yeah, cloud-related certifications in general are phenomenal, and we are gonna talk about one more cloud-related certification towards the end. But next, let's talk about the Certified Information Systems Security Professional, or CISSP, and I'm just gonna call it the CISP. So the CISP is the granddaddy of security certifications. And why is cybersecurity AI resistant? Because hackers are human beings. They're creative, they're unpredictable, and they're constantly coming up with new ways to break things. And you need a human mind to anticipate and counter another human mind. And you might be thinking, well, hackers are gonna be using AI. Well, the best way to combat hackers using AI is cybersecurity professionals also using and understanding AI. And the CISP certification covers risk management, security architecture, and a ton of other areas where you need to make ethical, contextual decisions. And AI might be able to scan for known vulnerabilities, but it can't understand the human psychology behind attacks or the business implications of security decisions. Now, one thing that I always like to mention when it comes to certifications, and this is kind of the dirty little secret of the certification and certificate world, is only 20% of the value of a certification comes from the actual information that it teaches you. 80% of the value comes from the brand name of the cert, aka the perception of the hiring manager or the decision makers when they see the cert on your resume, right? That's basically 80% of the value. And you might even argue it's like 90 or 95% of the value. And so once in a while, I'll get a comment on a video like, oh, this other certification teaches better stuff, or they're better at teaching you the information. And yeah, that might be true. There might be other certifications that are better at teaching information. And there might be courses that are better at teaching information too. But 80% of the value is the perception of it, right? What do hiring managers think? What do decision makers think about the cert? And so keep that in mind while you're going through this video and while you watch other videos. So back to the cert. Who is it for? Well, this one is not for newbies. You need a minimum of 5 years of professional security experience just to qualify for the exam. But if you've been in the cybersecurity game for a while and you want to move up to the big leagues, the CISP is basically your golden ticket. Now, the exam is a 3-hour adaptive beast that will test not just what you know, but also how you think. But pass it and you've proven that you have skills that AI can't touch. So for this one, I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10 on the opportunity scale. All right, next is the Google Professional Data Engineer certification. Now you might be thinking, wait, isn't data all about algorithms? Won't AI take this over? Not exactly. Data engineering isn't just about crunching numbers. It's about designing systems that process data efficiently, reliably, and cost effectively. And this certification tests your ability to design data processing systems that balance performance, cost, and reliability. And you need to know how to integrate with legacy systems, which, let's be honest, will never die. And you need to make decisions based on business needs. So, who is it for? Well, if you've got programming skills and you want to pivot into a field where you will work with AI rather than being replaced by it, then data engineering is your jam. But you'll need 2+ years of experience before tackling this certification. Now, the exam is a 2-hour case study based test that'll push you to think practically about real world scenarios. So it's difficult, but if you pass it, you're gonna be positioning yourself to be the human who builds the systems that AI runs on, not the one that gets replaced by them. So this is chess, not checkers. So I like this one. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8.5 out of 10 opportunity score.
Quick break. This video is sponsored by me. Most of you don't know that I actually have my own coaching program on personal branding and then growing and making money on YouTube. And this is good for complete beginners, maybe even people who just want to get a job by growing their personal brand, all the way up to people who are very advanced on YouTube. And they get to work directly with myself and my team to help them reach their goals. Now, We are opening up 3 to 5 spots, and this is pretty rare. We usually don't have these open. We usually only limit them to select people. But we're opening up 3 to 5 spots, and you can check those out down in the description and the pinned comment below. And in this program, you'll get to work directly with myself and other people who are highly successful on YouTube. Just as an example, Sean was able to go all the way from being stuck, not making very much money on his channel, to making over $500,000 a month. Now, that's an example of one of my more advanced students, but there's lots of examples of people who started off from scratch and they got to 5K a month, 10K a month, etc. So check that out down in the description and the pinned comment below.
All right, the next one is another cloud-based certification, but it has an emphasis on security, and that is the Google Professional Cloud Security Engineer certification. And this is an extremely solid choice for future-proofing your career. Now, probably the 2 most in-demand skills that you could possibly learn right at this time are cloud-related skills and cybersecurity or security in general related skills. This one puts both of those together. And I'll be honest with you, cloud security is a nightmare. You've got compliance requirements from like 50 different regulators, and it's different in different countries. Plus you've got threats coming from state-sponsored hackers, and you've got developers who think password 123 is good enough for testing. And AI might help you identify threats, but it takes a human to understand the big picture. So you really want to think of AI like a tool. Like imagine the first human being in all of history that discovered that spears are good weapons. And one human being with a spear could probably beat like 3 other people that don't have a spear. So does that mean that the spear is going to replace the other humans? No, because the other humans eventually are going to figure out how to use spears too. But it does make the human being more efficient. And same thing goes with this certification. It's going to validate your ability to design secure infrastructures, but also to understand compliance requirements and to investigate security incidents. And it's all about anticipating what humans with bad intentions might do, something an AI trained on historical data just can't match. So who is this for? Well, if you have an IT security background and you want to specialize in cloud security, this certification might help you secure a position that AI can assist with, but it will never replace. And you'll need about 3 years of industry experience to really tackle this one. So the exam is a 2-hour scenario-based test that'll challenge your ability to think both like a defender and an attacker. Master this and you'll always have a job keeping the digital world safe. So for this one, I'm also going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. All right, next is the PMP or the Project Management Professional certification. Now, project management is super valuable. It's in just about every industry, just about every business hires project managers, and project management is not going to be replaced by AI. However, project managers that know how to use AI will replace project managers that don't adapt. Now, why can't AI replace project managers completely? Well, because project management isn't just about Gantt charts and status reports. It's about people. It's about navigating office politics, motivating team members who'd rather be anywhere else, and explaining to stakeholders why their simple request will actually take 3 months. So the PMP tests your ability to lead teams, make decisions with incomplete information, and adapt to challenging circumstances. And these are all things that require emotional intelligence and experience, 2 things that AI absolutely lacks. So who is it for? Well, if you're already a project manager looking to upskill, this certification will validate your human leadership abilities. And you'll need 3 to 5 years of experience managing projects plus 35 hours of specific education. And the exam is a 4-hour marathon with 180 questions that test not just your sanity, but also your knowledge and your judgment. Pass this and you'll have proven that you can handle the human side of business that AI just can't compute. So yeah, this one is solid. It's been great for many years, and it's going to be great for years down the line. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10 score. Now, the more entry-level version of this from the same company is the CAP-M, and that's the Certified Associate in Project Management. And that's kind of like the PMP's little sibling. And again, that will be in the master list, which I put down in the description and the pinned comment below, so check that out. All right, the next one is the Certified Ethical Hacker certification. And this one is really fun because you get to be the bad guy and the good guy at the same time. And talk about a job that AI can't do. Ethical hacking requires creativity, intuition, and the ability to think like a criminal without actually becoming one. So it's basically about finding vulnerabilities before the bad guys do, which means you need to be more creative than they are. So this certification tests your ability to use the same tools and techniques as malicious hackers, but for defensive purposes. It's kind of like Defense Against the Dark Arts in Harry Potter. They teach you the dark arts so that you can defend defend against them. So it's also kind of like the digital equivalent of thinking like a burglar to build a better home security system. Now, who is this for? Well, if you're interested in cybersecurity and you have a naturally curious, maybe a slightly mischievous mind, this certification can launch you into a field where human ingenuity is essential. Now, you'll need about 2 years of security-related experience, and the exam is a 4-hour challenge with 125 questions that test your practical hacking skills. So master this and you'll always be in demand because there will always be humans trying to break into systems. And data is like the new oil or gold, and people want to steal data. So yeah, this one's really good. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10 opportunity score. Now, if these are a little bit too advanced for you, I highly recommend that you check out my video I did on the top 10 certifications to land remote jobs by clicking right here.